The aerial camera captures New York in total panic. Sirens echo. Helicopters fly over skyscrapers. In Central Park, among fallen trees and destroyed trails, 6 Delta Force soldiers advance in tactical formation. Rifles raised. Deadly silence. Suddenly, a sharp roar tears through the air. Something moves through the shadows at impossible speeds. The leader raises his fist. Everyone stops. His eyes scan the vegetation. Nothing. Then, out of nowhere, a 6-foot creature leaps from the trees with claws extended. The soldiers spin. Gunfire cuts through the air. But the creature is already gone. It's circling. Hunting. They are the most lethal hunters on the planet. But now, they are the prey. But how did we get to this moment? What if the world's most lethal special forces had an impossible mission? To capture alive a creature that science said was long gone from our world. What if this creature wasn't just any dinosaur, but a Velociraptor? The most intelligent, fast, and deadly predator from the ancient world. It all started 72 hours earlier. A secret bioengineering laboratory in Long Island suffered a catastrophic failure. Scientists were working on a genetic recreation project using DNA preserved in amber. The goal was to study ancient animal behavior. But something went terribly wrong. 3 velociraptors escaped. 2 were neutralized quickly. The 3rd disappeared. And now, 3 days later, there are confirmed reports of attacks in Central Park. No fatal victims yet, but the situation is escalating. The entire city is on maximum alert. The Pentagon didn't hesitate. They called Delta Force, the most secret and effective anti-terrorism unit in the United States. Soldiers trained for impossible missions. Experts in hostile environments. Masters in high-risk target capture tactics. Their mission? Capture the Velociraptor alive. The government needs to understand how the creature survived, how it adapted, how it thinks. But that's not the best part. Captain Jake Mercer leads the 6-operator team. Former Ranger. 12-year veteran of black operations. He studied the scientific dossier during the flight, and what he read left him silent. Velociraptors weren't the giant monsters from the movies. They were about 6 feet long, 3 feet tall. But they were perfectly designed killing machines. Retractable claws on their hind legs, capable of tearing flesh with a single strike, jaws with serrated teeth. Sharp vision. Hypersensitive hearing. And worst of all, they were intelligent. They hunted in groups, used strategies, communicated, learned from mistakes. Jake looked at his team. 6 of the best soldiers in the world, armed with tranquilizer dart rifles, reinforced capture nets, thermal drones, and ballistic shields. Each man trained for extreme situations. But none of them had ever faced anything like this. The plan was simple. Surround the park. Use drones to locate the creature. Corner it. Tranquilize. Capture. Simple. Right? Wrong. They entered Central Park at dawn. Fog covered the ground. The surrounding city had been evacuated within a 2-mile radius. Helicopters circled the perimeter. But inside the park, silence. A heavy silence. Unnatural. Jake divided the team into 2 groups. Radio communication. Slow and precise movement. Thermal drones detected heat signatures near the lake. They advanced. That's when they realized something disturbing. The creature knew it was being hunted, and it was setting a trap. False tracks, footprints in opposite directions. Distraction sounds. Jake recognized the signs. He had trained with elite units from various countries. But this? This was pure military tactics. The creature was using the environment. It was thinking. Then the first attack happened. One of the soldiers, Rodriguez, moved 10 feet away to check a side trail. A second later, a shadow exploded from the trees. Claws flashed. Rodriguez spun his ballistic shield at the last fraction of a second. The impact threw him to the ground. The creature roared, a sharp, almost metallic sound, and disappeared before anyone could react. Rodriguez was alive, but in shock. The shield had 3 deep cuts. Those claws cut through reinforced metal like it was paper. Jake shouted into the radio, "Regroup, now!" But in 1 minute, you'll understand why all of this makes sense. While the team reorganized, Jake realized something crucial. The creature wasn't trying to kill them. It was testing them, studying their reactions, their weapons, their movements. exactly like an intelligent predator would. And that changed everything, because if the creature was learning, they had only one chance. A single accurate shot with the tranquilizer dart. Missing meant losing the element of surprise, and probably losing men. Jake adjusted the strategy. They stopped hunting. They created bait. They left a thermal drone emitting body heat in the center of a clearing, positioned shooters in trees around it, waited. 5 minutes, 10, 15. Then, movement. The creature emerged from the shadows, slowly, cautiously. Its eyes, yellow, bright, alive, scanned every inch of the clearing. It sniffed the air, tilted its head. For a second, Jake was certain the plan had failed. The creature knew. It knew it was a trap. But then, it attacked. Explosive leap. Claws extended. The drone was shredded in less than 2 seconds. And in that moment, 3 shooters fired simultaneously. Tranquilizer darts cut through the air. 2 missed. But the third, fired by Jake, hit the creature's flank. It roared, spun, looked directly at Jake. And for a brief instant, he saw something terrifying in that animal's eyes. Recognition, rage, pure intelligence. The creature took 3 staggering steps, roared again, and then fell. Silence. Jake climbed down from the tree. The team approached with containment nets. Checked vital signs. Stable breathing. Regular heartbeat. The tranquilizer worked. They had done it. The most lethal creature from the ancient world was captured. But as they secured the Velociraptor in a reinforced containment capsule, Jake couldn't stop thinking. 3 of them escaped. 2 were neutralized, but were they really? Or did the creature let them think that? Were there others? Was this one just the bait? Jake looked at the New York sky. Helicopters were approaching for extraction. The mission was complete, but something inside him, soldier's instinct perhaps, told him this was far from over. Because if a creature that disappeared from our world could come back, what other things were hidden in the shadows waiting? What if you were the commander of this mission? What strategy would you use? What if there were only 5 soldiers against this monster? Do you think humans would stand a chance? Comment below. If you enjoyed this epic battle, hit that like button and share with your friends who love action and dinosaurs. And stay tuned because in the next video we answer, what if a wolf was the size of a Tyrannosaurus Rex? You won't want to miss it!